ready.
I can take that so that it's not on. Yeah, do you want to put those on?
Oh, yes.
Hands?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I,
You can
I'm
make it-
used to my podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it tighter if you need. Okay, that'll go off. That's the radio. What you hear in there, the ads that you hear, are the people that come on my show.
Oh.
And well, don't worry about that right now. I'll tell you all about that. But that's really kind of a cool thing. That it's all of my show, even during.
Here we go.
the week. Great. Okay, we'll talk in a minute. That'll go off when we start. Okay. Say your last name, Carmen.
Carmen.
So welcome back, everyone. My next guest is a newbie, but she's actually been on radio and done podcasts, so she knows what she's doing here. I have with me Allison Carmen. She is the owner and founder of A Place for Seniors. Welcome to the show. We are live on Facebook, so say hello to everybody out there. I want you first, we always have to do this. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. I'm going to bring that right up to you.
Sure. So I help seniors and their families, and I help guide them through the hardest time of their whole life, which is making a transition from their home or a hospital to an assisted living, an independent living, a memory care, or a residential home. And I help them do that with confidence and peace of mind.
Before you came on, you told me that it's usually the daughter
Yes.
that calls.
Yeah, it's
Go ahead.
66% of the people that are searching online for assisted living or trying to understand it are daughters or daughter-in-laws that are looking for their loved one. And usually it's a crisis. That's when they're looking, and that's the worst time to try to start planning this. It's so complicated that nobody can do it alone, really. And you can, I don't want to say that you can't, there's a lot of people that have, but it's an extremely unsure thing because you can't search online and know the things I know about the different places, whether they're safe, whether they have a good team, whether they're reputable, whether it would be a place where my mother would be okay. That's what I look for. And every situation is different. So your friend might say, hey, go to this place, my mother went there. That's not maybe a good fit for your mother. We really need to understand the whole situation so we can really match them to the right team, the right location, the right price.
You like to say this is a no-cost service to seniors and their families.
Yep.
I don't know why. Because it's
My services
no
are
cost.
no cost.
Why?
Yeah, it costs something to live there, obviously.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
But my services are free because like if you think about an apartment locator,
Mhm.
an apartment locator gets paid by those apartment buildings
Mhm.
to refer you there. It's a very similar situation, however, much more complicated in my state,
Right.
my
well,
case.
because each person is different.
Well, each person is different, but we're talking medical. We're talking people that are in different stages of their life.
Mhm.
Maybe they have dementia, maybe they have a little bit of memory loss, maybe they can't bathe or shower or take care of themselves. Maybe they're isolated in their home for way too long and they need some socialization. What everybody thinks is that, oh, this should be easy. I should be able to go online and figure out what the prices are and everything. The price is so dependent on what kind of care you need that you can't learn it. And everybody's different. Also, a lot of things are negotiable that you wouldn't even know that are negotiable. And that's one thing I do. So those communities pay me a referral fee. If I move somebody into a community, they pay me a referral fee, and it's all already established in a contract that I have with them. And they pay me 50 to 100% of the first month's rent. In the state of Arizona, I have to disclose that to my families. And I have to tell them that you can cancel my services at any time. I have no other financial agreement with these places. And I just want to make sure that, and I don't always accept contracts from everybody. I have to accept contracts that I feel are safe and reputable.
You service all of Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico. You're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You're also a certified senior advisor.
Yep, that is
That's huge.
that's a national accreditation.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you have to go through a series of 3-week class. Then you have to take a test, and it really teaches you a lot of, it's like a college course, but it's condensed in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I also have 15 years of experience. So if you add that, and then dementia certified.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
dementia certified,
Yeah.
and that is important. When you come into a family,
Yep.
you have to assess the situation. How does that work?
Actually, it's usually, I do it on a telephone call.
Okay.
So, or if it's necessary, a lot of times a doctor will refer them to me, and I'll go to their house and sit in their house. It's about a half an hour conversation, especially if it's with the daughter. It could be 45 minutes. We'll listen as long as it takes, but usually I can get the information I need within 30 to 45 minutes to an hour. Once I have that information, then I can research, or I don't really have to do a lot of research because I know them so well. I pretty much have a few in mind, right? Now, a lot of people think there's a plethora of places, right? Really, there isn't. For this particular situation, we have over 2,200 communities in Maricopa County. We have over 3,300 residential assisted living homes. So you can imagine, that is a lot of different things, but they all do different things.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're looking for a particular location, a particular price, and a particular care level, or no care level, it might be just an independent living, which I love to talk about, it's one of my favorite things, then it takes understanding that and putting people into a, maybe 1 to 2, at the very most 3 options. Now, we can look further. People feel like, well, wait a minute, it can't be the first one on the right try.
Right.
But with somebody with 15 years of experience, it can be.
Yeah.
But so what usually happens is we go to the first place. No, we got to see a couple. Okay, let's go to the second place, and then they come back to the first place almost every single time because I've matched them.
So those are tours that you take them
Right,
on?
that I don't necessarily always have to go on the tour. So it's interesting. Some people, no, I got this, let me go ahead and go. No worries, I've got so-and-so, I've got Jane at, whatever community we're going to. I want you to know about Jane. I want you to know what she's going to ask you. I'm going to have all this information in her hands before you arrive. So it's really, really a great process.
Her phone number is 480-573-6508. Her website is aplaceforseniors.org. So, I want to talk about independent living.
Okay,
Because you
my
do
favorite
too.
thing.
Why is it? I just wonder.
Well, a lot of people, so I have seminars as well. And one of the seminars I asked, how many people we call all of this senior living, right? It's not a nursing home. We're way beyond nursing homes now. We're talking resorts, right? We're not talking expensive places, but they are literally like living in a really vibrant senior center.
It's different today than it was when I was younger.
times.
Oh my God.
You remember visiting your relatives?
Oh my God, when I went in, it's like, ooh, it smells.
Yeah, it smells, and it's
like
depressing,
Yeah.
and it's sad. It's sad. There are places like that. We don't have to do that. We can get ahead of it. There are places in Arizona that are $2,000 a month, which include a 1-bedroom apartment with a full kitchen, 2 meals, housekeeping, utilities, cable, Wi-Fi, and transportation.
Let me write that down because I'm going to need that.
Yeah. Well, you're going to want it.
Right.
You're not going to need
But
it. You're going to want it.
$2,000.
You're gonna want it. Now,
From-
I would say now we're probably creeping up on 25,
Still.
but I can find them in Mesa, I can find them in Glendale. I mean, vibrant, lively communities where people, what we like to say, are thriving instead of just surviving. And our biggest hurdle is getting people to understand that you don't give up your independence.
Okay, so that's the thing too, is
You
that,
actually gain it.
okay,
You gain independence.
well, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because I know my ex-mother-in-law had to go through this whole thing, and we can talk about it at the break, whatever.
Okay.
But it was, just like you said, a
Well,
crisis, always, most of the time. But what I want to say about it is that, she went to a $5,000 a month place, and I'm telling you, I mean, as nice as it was, there was things that I thought, wow, why do you have to pay that much money?
Yeah.
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 Well, you it's your choice
Mhm.
to pay that. But if you consider staying at home, there's a lot of things I talk about in my seminars that explain all the risks of declining at home. So now you've gone from a $2,000 or $3,000 a month budget, and now you've declined and you need lots of care, or you've had a heart attack, stroke, or fall, now we're gonna jump that up to $6,000, $7,000, $8,000.
Absolutely, because that was just the beginning.
That's right.
And as she was there, she started to get worse, not better, with
Right.
certain things. And it did, because it's the level of care.
Right. Well, it's also our bodies. We think we're all going to be young and healthy forever, but I will tell you, I work with this population all the time. Our bodies completely change pretty much right around 79 or 80, and we start to decline anyways. So now all our aches and pains, we don't want to get up and walk around, and pretty much people are just moving from their recliner to their kitchen to their bathroom, and sometimes, hopefully, they go to bed, but most of the time they sleep in their recliner.
Yeah.
So now you're not moving. When you don't move, you're atrophying. When you fall, you can't get up. And I unfortunately have many cases where they've fallen and laid on the floor for more than several days.
That's awful.
It's common, unfortunately.
That's sad. So here's the thing. Put the number in your phone, because you never know when you're going to need it. The phone number is 480-573-6508. Check her out. It's a place for seniors.org. We're still live in the room.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Good.
Where do you do your seminars?
Right now, we're in Sun City Homeowners Association. We're having one on the 29th, and then we're going to be in Sun City West. We haven't gotten it scheduled yet. And then we're going to be in Chandler, Scottsdale, and Glendale.
So when you do these, do you do them yourself?
Yep.
Okay.
I do them.
Yeah.
I do them all by myself, and I'm finding that in just 3 seminars over the last 3 months, I've got the biggest enrollment right now that I've ever had. And so we've got about 30 people coming on the 29th. My hope and vision is that I have a stadium full of people. Not a stadium, but a good amount of people. Because the education piece is so huge.
Right.
What I want to get ahead of is that curve. I don't want people trying to make this decision in a crisis. I also want people to know that this is the next best chapter of your life. You have all this life experience, you have all this knowledge, all this fun. Why not enjoy life? You don't have to sit in a recliner and watch TV or the news and get depressed and get scared. You get to go. There's the one that I was talking about in Glendale. In Glendale, there is a table of ladies that have a writers club. They write and talk about writing novels and things. There were 13 of them sitting at this table.
So cool.
Right? There are people singing and laughing, and this is an independent living. So you don't realize that I'll always have, we're not ready yet, we don't need that yet. Well, guess what? It's not about needing or ready or anything like that. It's about thriving. It's about changing your life so that you have purpose in the morning, so that you have fun. You worked all your life. You raised children. You've had a huge contribution to our society. Let's give it back. Let's make sure you're enjoying it. I'm going to cry.
I was going to say.
I don't know why I'm getting so emotional, but I really believe in it.
You're passionate about
I
what you
am.
do. How long have you been doing this?
15 years.
That's,
I lived in and ran a community that was an independent living, and that's where I saw it. I thought I was just going to go in there. It was after the 2009 crisis, and I went in and started collecting checks, right? I thought I was going to be the manager of the apartment complex, right? It was 3 meals a day, housekeeping, utilities, everything. I served coffee to all the residents every day. I got to know them very well. But what I saw after they moved in was that their eyes became brighter, their skin tone changed, they started walking, and there's proof in the pudding for that. I actually have a Harvard study that tells you why that happens.
So welcome back, everyone. This subject is so important. You are so passionate. Amazing of how passionate that you are. And you said that it's an education, but you started to talk a little bit about that for people, that you want them to understand that this is the next best chapter.
Best chapter.
That's what I
Right.
said. best chapter of your life.
Right. So why is that so controversial to say, right? Because I'm 65, I'm not sure how.
I'm older.
Okay, Carol. But we're moving, we can see the end, right? When we hit 65, we were like, oh, wait a minute, I only have 20 years. And I'm panicking because I only have 20 years to really get this word out.
Yeah,
right?
look how fast this year went.
Right. So it goes fast. Everybody says that. As you get older, it goes faster and faster and faster. Right? Our bodies start to change. We can't do what we used to do. But there's lots and lots and lots of things that we're talking about aging now. But the contribution to our society by seniors, our feeling about seniors is that we're kind of like, we're done. We don't have anything to contribute. The kids don't look at us like we have anything to contribute. We're not up on things. So, but you have to realize, and somewhere I read, was that between 60 and 80 is actually your most productive years. Those are your most productive years. Now, why would that be? You've now raised children or worked for 40 years. You've gone through all these life experiences. And that is value. But our perception of how we should age is what is a self-fulfilling prophecy in many. Is that, oh, well, I'm just old. You have a doctor that tells you, well, you're old. Gotta live with it. Oh, well, mom's doing okay. She's in her house. What does that mean? What does that mean, mom's doing okay? She's in her house. But she's still walking. Oh, well, good. I'm glad she's walking. Yeah. But is she talking? Is she talking about her life experiences? Is she thriving and eating with other people that have shared experiences? So the Harvard study that I wanted to tell you about is that it was done for only 6 days. And they basically took these people and they put them in an environment that was 20 years reverse. So they basically, all the newspapers, all the radio shows, everything was from 20 years ago. And they sat in and they talked with each other about these events. They were current to them at that point, and they were talking and everything. Their gait improved, their vision improved, their dementia decreased. There's 6 or 7 things that happened, but they physiologically changed. Their bodies changed. And now they became younger looking. So that's what I saw, was people became younger looking.
It's the interaction.
It's the interaction. Socialization is the number one predictor for isolation, is the number one predictor for dementia.
And let me tell you, when you say that, I have probably, 12 or more friends, girls, that got divorced, that started a business, that are not married, and they're going to be alone with friends. But we worry about that.
Yes.
Like, I've got all this.
It's big piece.
So
big
now I'm sure you work with a lot of people like that. But also you have people who are already, they're living here, their children don't live here.
Oh, absolutely. In Arizona, that's huge.
That's huge.
In Colorado, it's exactly the opposite. Their kids all moved to Colorado, and now they're bringing all their parents to Colorado. In Arizona, they all moved out here from the Midwest or the East Coast or whatever for the warm weather, and now their kids are somewhere, and nobody's taking care of them. Believe me, when you're talking on the phone to your parent, you don't know what's happening. You have to lay eyes on them.
Oh gosh, yeah. I saw that with my ex-mother-in-law, and I remember when she came in, and I'm very observant, right? And she came in wearing a sweater with long sleeves that were long, like over her hands.
Mm-hmm.
Because she had fallen on rocks, because her front, whatever you call that, is done in rocks.
Yeah.
And she was getting the mail, lives in a cul-de-sac, nobody saw it. Fell on the rocks.
So she was covering that up so you couldn't see it?
Exactly. She had to pull herself.
Oh my gosh.
So, talking really bad. And what I'm saying is that yes, you're right, and we all know what I'm saying right here, and you don't see it. My ex-husband was sitting right there with me, and I'm like, "Your mom, what's going on?"
Yeah.
Oh, she's fine.
Yeah, because we don't want to know our parents are getting older. And I always use this analogy. When I saw Private Ryan for the first time, my dad was a World War II veteran. When I saw Private Ryan for the first time, the opening scene is a gentleman walking on the beach. He's an older man, right? And he's walking on the beach, and I put it together. I went, wait a minute, this is a story about World War II, and that's a World War II veteran? Oh, and then my dad was gray-haired. He wore clothes exactly like him, but I didn't put it together in my mind that he was older, that my dad was that old. That looked like a really older man to me, and I didn't see, you don't see your parents like that.
No, and especially today.
Right, and we also don't realize that life is finite, right? We don't have forever. Even if you're 85, the likelihood of living to 95 is not super high.
So let's go back to getting them into a place that, is right for them.
Yeah.
Right? I know a lot of people, they want to go down with a ship, the home.
Oh, they want to be taken out feet first. Why do they think that? The most important thing to seniors is that they have autonomy and independence. The second one is choice. The third one is empowerment. And the fourth one is dignity and respect. So where are we in all those things? If I'm not gonna engage with, all these social groups if I'm not receiving dignity and respect, right? So we want to make sure we have that. That's the bottom one. But the first one is independence. So what they think is you're going to swoop in as their daughter and say, Dad, you got to make a change here. We got to move you. What? I'm a professional. I've hard all my life. I raised you. You're not going to come in and tell me what I'm going to do. And the heels hit the ground and they are not going to move. And they are fearful that they're going to lose their independence. What I teach in my seminars and what I talk with people on a one-to-one basis every single day is that you're going to gain independence and you're going to gain vitality. And then choice. If any of those one thing, a stroke, heart attack, delayed response is the biggest reason that people don't recover from these things. So there's nobody around to help you, like your mother-in-law who fell. Luckily, she pulled herself up, right? But what if she had, what if she fell and laid on that floor and couldn't get up? Now in the Arizona, people lay on the floor and get third-degree burns outside until somebody comes along, where nobody's outside right now, right? Until somebody comes along and sees them laying there because they can't get up. You're not recovering from that. Now somebody's going to swoop in and take your choice away. The doctor's going to say you can't go home anymore. The daughter's going to say, nope, we can't live with this because they're too nervous anymore. And so now we're going to take your choice away.
I think also it's important to have someone like you
Absolutely.
who can talk as well, because you're the outsider and you know what to say. You know how to talk to them. If it's your parent, you don't know.
No.
It's very frustrating, I'm sure.
Yeah. You're making one of the biggest points, and that is I always tell the daughter or the son or whoever's calling me, could I just talk to your parent alone? Just let me give them a call. Because if you allow me to kind of help them and guide them, they'll actually move into a safer or more thriving environment. But when you talk to them, they can't hear you. They just hear their kids. You don't know them, you don't understand them. You don't know them like I know them. I'm their peer.
Yeah, I was going to just say that.
Yeah, I'm close to their peer.
Right.
You're their kid. So that perspective says, I know who you are. I respect what you've done all your life. Let's talk about that. So I get to know who they are, what they are. I have to know that in order to really match them with the right community. Doesn't take long. An hour to 2 hours and we're best friends.
And what it is, it's a no-cost service to the seniors and to their families. She is a certified senior advisor. She's also dementia certified. She's rated with the Better Business Bureau. She services all of Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico. And the worst thing that you could do is be blind to it, number one.
Yeah.
And number two is to wait till the crisis happens. So you want them to call early.
I want them to call early. I want them not to be scared about it. I don't want them to understand or think that I'm a solicitor or that I'm selling them something. I want them to know that I'm here to listen. I'm here to understand. I'm here to identify what would work best.
You know what? I think that it's a wonderful service. And for you, the way that you're so passionate about what you do, I'd be calling you too.
Okay.
That number again is 480-573-6508. Check her out on her website. It is a place for seniors with an S.org.
Thank you. Oh,
Did you like it?
yeah, I loved
Hold on
it.
tight. You did do good. I'm so
Yeah,
glad that you
I loved
did.
it.
He's going to turn off the camera, so I'm just giving a minute there.
Okay, so we're still kind of live?
Well, sort of, yeah.
Okay, okay, good. What did you think?
I thought it was great.
Good.
And I
Okay.
think that, what do you talk about on your podcast?
I interview people that are in the industry. I'm going to be bringing on a client that has moved using